Can't understand why everyone's forgotten the old ways. I really wanted to like Diablo 4, but the longer I played it, the more I came to despise it.
He didn't even play in World Tier 3 or get a complete build going. ActMan, I don't know what you were talking about, my guy, but we gotta talk about it. Alright guys, so I want to start this video off talking about that I think that the ActMan made a pretty good take on Diablo 4. I don't think he really said anything too far off the wall. I just want to address some of the things that he talked about that I personally disagree with. Again, I love the ActMan. Just a little backstory, I think I fell in love with the guy after he gave his Elden Ring review, and then he shit-talked Quantum TV. If you guys have never seen those videos, I would recommend you guys go check it out. I'm going to leave his channel in the comment section down below so you guys can subscribe. Give him a follow. He does great content and great takes. And today, we're just going to go over some things that I disagree with that he said. So first of all, we're going to talk about the level scaling. So in his video, he basically talks about the level scaling, and he says, and in his words, he says, you don't get stronger, the enemies do, and you get a skill point to deal with that. Now again, he's not wrong, because as you play Diablo 4, the enemies do scale to you. But the thing is with Diablo 4 is as you are leveling in the beginning of the game, yes, it's brutal. And yes, for some classes when you're playing, you have a different experience. Now the ActMan ended up playing the Druid as his character to go through the game, and as everybody knows, the Druid, even though now is like amazing and like a meta build, meta character to run, we can all agree that in terms of leveling the Druid, it's probably one of the worst experiences in Diablo 4. So it doesn't help that was his experience. Now again, because he picked the Druid, it's not his fault that that's his opinion. I think that comes down to the fault of the developers. I think Asmongold made a great point that he said the leveling experience should be good from 1 to 50, because nobody's really going to care going from 51 to 100. That wasn't his exact words, but that was basically the point he was trying to make. He was basically saying, you know, you want to make sure that the game is good from when you start to when you finish it, because if the game is horrible, nobody is going to care to play it through the end. If you're playing through a game and you're not enjoying that play style through the game, you're not going to continue to carry on. A great example of this is the Elder Scrolls Online. I love the Elder Scrolls Online. I played at the beginning. I tried to get my friends into it, but everybody who's actually played that game or even tried to get into that game knows that that beginning grind is horrible. And the only way that you're going to put up with it is if you really, really like the game, you know? So I don't think he's wrong for that, but I'm going to show you guys right here in this gameplay that I'm going to show you right now in this gameplay real quick why I don't think the level scaling is as bad. But first, we're going to take a listen to what he has to say about level scaling, and then we're going to touch back on it.
Gear becoming stronger. You go back to the starting area, and guess what? That boar you fought at level 2 takes just as many hits to kill as when you're level 70. Would you feel like a badass in this situation? No, you'd feel like an asshole. Like you just got duped into wasting your time playing an RPG that fooled you into thinking you were growing and getting stronger.
So as you can see, I have two characters. I have a level 1 Necromancer and I have a level 93 Necromancer. In the gameplay you're about to see is I'm using a level 1 Necromancer. Now unfortunately this is not going to be the best test to compare this, because my level 1 Necromancer is actually a much higher level, because again I've completed the Renown and I have the 10 skill points, so my Necromancer is very strong. My Necromancer is I think the equivalent to like a level 10 player in a level 1 zone. So this isn't really going to be the fairest test, but this is just to show you that the level scaling is not going to affect the gameplay. And just as you guys can see right here, I'm not struggling to kill things, you know. But again, this is because I'm over leveled and I have extra power. But some of the stuff I can't one shot, like the bear. Now I'm going to show you gameplay of my level 93 character. And on this character, you're just going to see that I am able to just practically one shot everything in World Tier 4. Yes, everything is in my level. And yes, I'm a lot more powerful. I have more gear. But that's how the game should feel. I don't think if Diablo 4 was a game that didn't have scaling in it, I think it would actually ruin the game. I think if you went back to these zones in World Tier 4 and the monsters were weaker than you and like a lower level than you, you would never go to those zones. I do agree that yes, level scaling can ruin a game. It can also do like a lot of hurtful things to it, but in Diablo's case, I think this is a game where level scaling is acceptable. Now, even in this background gameplay that you guys are watching right now, As you can see, these enemies are like 22 levels, or these, I don't know, I can't even math right. These enemies are like 18 levels above me right now, if my math is correct. 17 levels above me. Wait, are they? I don't know. I think they're 18 levels above me. I don't know, guys. I can't math right now. But yeah, they're like 18 levels above me, and like I'm doing fine, you know, like, so again, like, I don't understand like why people say the level scaling is bad. You know, these monsters are over my level. Again, in Diablo 4, if you're playing this game and you don't feel that your character is getting stronger while playing, it's really just a skill issue, you know? That's really what I have to say about that. I know that's a hot take. I know people might hate me for saying that, making a comment like that, but it's true. You know, I feel like the people that are going to struggle the most with Diablo 4 are people who do not understand how you play these games. Now, again, I do believe that the ActMan has the right to have his opinion about the game. And like I said, his takes on the game is not even bad. Like, they're very valid. And I agree with practically 99% of it. But like I said, it's just these two things I just disagree with, because in Diablo's case, I think scaling is good. Now, we're just going to talk about the skills. And while we talk about the skills, this is what ActMan had to say about skills. This is his second fatal flaw of the game.
Blast with this game, and every time I leveled up, I was super pumped to spend the next 5 minutes looking at the skill tree and carefully considering what I would put my point in. I felt like my playstyle was constantly expanding until I unlocked my ultimate. Once you do that, the game becomes extremely repetitive as your playstyle is set in stone from then on, and you're only investing points in passive bonuses and stat increases. Sure, you can respec and swap out skills, but you're only allowed 5 abilities and a basic attack.
So the ActMan says that basically, like, you know, you level up, you're getting your skills. Once you get your ultimate, your build is set, and then you're just leveling up passives. That's actually where I think he's extremely wrong. When I first played this game, I went into this game completely blind. I was like, okay, I want to be a lightning sorcerer. I know I'm going to use Arc Ash because it's my basic. I know I'm going to use Chain Lightning because it's good. You know I have to use my defensive skills like my shields. And then for my ultimate, I wasn't sure on my ultimate. I thought Unstable Currents was garbage, and I used Inferno for a long time, and it worked very well with my build. And then I was like, you know, let me try Unstable, and I switched it. I ended up taking Chain Lightning for Ball of Lightning. I took out Ice Shield for Flame Shield. You know, I ended up using a different armor set. I ended up switching my Paragon. I wasn't using Crackling Energy before, and then I decided to go into Crackling Energy, and I ended up loving it. So again, this take on skills where he says once you get there, you're done, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think the only way that that statement is true is if you are somebody who has a cookie cutter build and you copying like the meta. Like, even for example, this Bone Necro gameplay you see in the background. Yes, Bone Necro is meta, but in this build, as you guys can see right now in the background gameplay, I do not have a basic skill. I do not have the exposed flesh resource legendary aspect. So the only way I'm getting my sustain is by killing and by cursing. And as you guys can see, like, I'm doing great without following like the hardcore meta setup. I'm even using a more damaging aspect on my ring instead, where like I pop corpses, I do more damage, and it stacks up to 50x. But that's for another video. But just kind of show, like, just kind of give you an example of a lot of this right now. But yeah, so when he talks about where the skills is really where you're done, I disagree with that. You know, again, like I said, I think you guys should definitely go and watch his video. I will leave it in the description so you guys can check it out, take it in for yourself. But I really didn't want to make this video into like a 2-hour long video that I've been seeing everybody do for. I just wanted to really touch on the key points that I think are just very, unfortunately, like, I disagree with on it greatly. Again, just to kind of wrap up this video, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for all the love and support on the channel. Let me know if you guys actually agree with my takes or not. Hopefully the ActMan replies, you know, and says, hey, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, or just maybe he decides to roast me. I would love that. I think I would laugh if I saw that. Or maybe Asmongold somehow decides to watch this video and see my hot take on the game. But anyways, guys, like I said, I personally think that if level scaling is affecting you in Diablo 4, it really is just a skill slash build issue, you know. And in terms of the skills in the game, I don't think the game, like, leveling the game skill experience for you stops at ultimate. I think as you play through the game, you get different uniques, you get different things, your build does change. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. My general take on Diablo 4, I will do a review video depending on how good this game is, and I'll give you my honest thoughts on it, but I'll kind of give you just a brief one real quick. I think the game is great. I think they missed the mark on leveling. I think leveling is very important, and it needs to be good for every class, not specific classes. And I think there's a lot of like simple quality of life things that should have been included in Diablo that weren't included for some reason. I don't know why they're not in the game. I feel like they're common sense. The developers play their game. I don't know why they didn't say, huh, this would be nice to have. But that's for another video. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. See you later.